Hey, ladies and gentlemen, while it's still fresh on my mind, I wanted to be able to come over to you and talk to you about the mindset that you need to become financially and even life success. Because one of the things that I've found is a particular culture in the world does it probably better than most people. I know here in the United States we don't get taught this, but this is something that most cultures do believe. And I'm going to talk about uh, a very successful, very financially successful, plus also a very culturally successful uh, country, and that is Japan. Now, a lot of you are saying, "Well, yeah, Japan's got a lot of millionaires. You don't see homeless. There's people that are homeless, but you don't really see homeless or any kind of problems due to sometimes they have a little bit of a strict nature when it comes to drugs and coming in and all that. But they also have a system in place to help people who cannot financially, that are starting out and cannot financially afford their living space. But I'm also here to tell you that they also have um, different things that they talk about. And what they are is they call them the, I call these the nine, there's more than nine, but these are the top nine that I like. Japanese mantras that you can use in your daily lives to enjoy and meditate and think about, because a lot of these, if you ever look at Japanese culture, you see they have a longer lifespans than us Americans. They also do financially well. um, I was watching this one guy who was going across the country living in homeless shelters, which their homeless shelters are what they call internet cafes, where they can actually sleep, and eat, read some good manga if you're into that, or go and play pool with a bunch of people, and then they get their rest and then they move on. A lot of workers who don't have a place to stay usually will go there and crash out, get their laundry done, get their shower, and go back to work the next day. And they keep going with that little bit of a work grind. So these are the nine mantras that I saw that people in Japan use for their way of good living, as they call it. The number one thing is called Kaizen. And Kaizen basically talks about continuous improvement. Now, what that means is it's not be great 100% every single day. No, it's actually kind of the opposite. It's a be 1% better every single day. Because it's easier to do a routine that is small than a routine that is big. Now, what I say is, when I'm saying that is because a lot of the different things that you'll listen to is 1% better. That means if just means take a few more steps each day. If you want to get into shape, do a few little exercises a day, and then the very next day do some more running. Push yourself just that 1% more. If you want to do better at your job, do that 1% more. And then every single day you just do 1% better. By the time you get to about 4 or 5 days down the road, you're already 100% better than what you were when you first started. And that's why they say you can continuously improvement. Every day you can improve something in your life. The number two thing is called gamen. Now, a lot of people talk about gamen as in endure with patience and dignity. Life's going to be hard. The thing is we have to understand we got to not complain about it, and just push through. Endure the struggles. Because those struggles, as I've learned in a lot of my financial talks and financial research, a lot of great successes had thousands upon thousands of failures prior to that. Every time we hit a hard time, we have to step back, take a good look, regroup, and keep pushing forward. Endurance is always a key. A lot of people don't think that is, but when you push through and you keep going, you become stronger, much more easier. And it's easier to take on the world when you endure with patience and dignity. Number 3, Shoshin, a beginner's mindset. Basically, always stay open, curious, and willing to learn. Like, I do remember myself personally talking about this because there was a lot of times I've done security jobs, at other places. I went in and with the mindset of, I just need a refresher course kind of thing when I learned security. Unfortunately, was at, how you would say, wit's ends with a lot of few officers, my training officer and all that, because he wouldn't teach me the way I wanted to be taught, instead of me developing that mindset to say, you know what, I don't know what I'm doing at this particular location. Show me everything. And be able to learn and understand that every place is different. Now, with my new job, in working manufacturing, I don't know much about it, so I'm a little bit more open to learning and understanding what's going on, which is a very good thing. And it seems like I got a lot less stress because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a little bit more open, curious, willing to learn new things. Not many people do this in this time and age. Number 4, Ikigai. Basically, Ikigai stands for reason for being. And what that is, and I'm going to talk to is find what gives you life purpose. Now, they always said that Ikigai had these 4 circles. And you draw 4 circles almost like I would say you would draw the Olympic emblem, the 5 rings. But instead of put one of those rings on the top of two rings, one at the bottom of the 2 rings. That way you have like a square of circles. In one of those circles, you're going to put a statement saying, what do you love? It means, what do you love to do? What do you love to be? What do you love for your life? The second circle is going to have, what are you good at? Now, we're all good at something. There's a lot of us that I'm not the greatest athlete, so I would not put that as my number 1 thing. But the next thing, the third circle is, what does the world need? Like, is there a need for what you can provide? And then the final circle is, what can you get paid for? When all 4 of those circles meet, that point, if all 4 of those circles meet, and all 4 of those points meet, that's your Ikigai. Your Ikigai is what you're good at, what you love to do, what the world needs, and what you can get paid for. That is your purpose. And that is basically what Japanese focus on, is whatever your purpose is you're not going to it's really not going to be work to you once you get to that point, because the fact is, if you're good at it, you love to do it, it's beneficial to the world, as well as you could get paid for it. Guess what? It's one of those things that you're going to be like, you excited to go to work every day and come back. So find your Ikigai. The number 5 is called Wabi Sabi, Beauty in Imperfections. It's basically meaning accept the flaws. Nothing has to be perfect. There's a lot of people that will, in Japan, that don't break or don't disregard pottery. They repair it. They save a lot of money just by what they do. Like, let's say a pot breaks or a ceramic bowl cracks. What they do is they fill the crack with some adhesive or some glue that's going to seal it, and they keep using it. 1, they save money. 2, it gives it character. Everybody, and this is one thing you can, when it comes to life too, that I've noticed, not everyone is, we're not perfect. People in life all have their flaws. We all have different things that we kind of regret sometimes. But somebody can have a body imperfection. Somebody can enjoy life. Or have a different mindset. But you got to understand that not everybody, you have to accept those flaws, accept somebody for who they are, instead of worrying about everything has to be perfect in your viewpoint. A lot of political people, guarantee you could use that advice. The next one, Mushin. Basically, no mind. Act without overthinking. And what it means is, you could think about it, but nothing's going to get done unless you act on it. And once you act on it, but you can't go in without thinking. It says without overthinking. Understand the risks, understand the rewards. If the rewards outweigh the risk, go for it. If the risks outweigh the rewards, back up. Don't do it. But always make a decision without overthinking and not doing it at all. Now, Shikata ga nai, it can't be helped, is what it means. And what it means is let go of what you can't control. You can't control people. You can't control a lot of different things that go on in your life. You've got to be able to let go of that and move on. There's a lot of people out there that just can't let go of things that are out of their control. And they stress about it. And they worrisome. And you know what? A lot of people don't live that long when you stress that hard. I've seen it. It happens. Ubatori is the next one. This is number 8, guys. Ubatori. And this is another reason. Like I said, this is something about life. Don't compare yourself to others. We always want to. That's why I call myself Joke, because the fact is, and I didn't even realize that this was a mantra, even though this is one of those things that I've actually did way before now. I call myself Joke because I don't want to be the greatest of all time. I want to be the best version of myself. I always say I want to be the best James of all time. So I call myself the Joke. That way it's a little reminder that I'm not competing with other people. I'm not competing for relationships. I'm not competing for job titles. I'm not competing. I just want to be the best. I grow my way. I grow at the best pace I can do. And I do the things that I can because, and I'm happy that the fact is, if I'm not, it's, in American terms, it was like keeping up with the Joneses. You try, you will look over, you see your neighbor has a nice car, and you're going, I don't look so rich. I want to get that nice car too. But when you get that nice car, if you don't have the job to keep up with that nice car, then you're going to financially find yourself getting more and more in debt into a hole that you cannot get out of. So this is one of those things that Ubatori, and I hope I said it right because it's spelled Oubaiti, Tori. Ubaitori basically is saying that you should not compare yourself to what other people are around you because you do not live the same lifestyle as or same lives as the people around you. So grow at your own pace and focus on how you can make yourself better. It kind of, like I said, it comes with the same purpose of Kaizen. And last but not least, but I found out that once you have that, here's the number one thing that a lot of people don't realize. Hara Hachi Bu means 80% full. Practice moderation in everything. This doesn't just, and when I say 80% full, a lot of people would say eat until you're on 80% full. But this is actually a lot of things that we don't do in regular life. Like people work at 100%. But the problem is too many people get burned out at 100%. We want that. You guys push for, like, if you're working 8 hours a day and you need the money, but you're like, I need to work 16 hours. I need to push. But then you get burned out working 16 hours, only getting about 8-hour turnaround before you got to work another 16 hours. Instead of going, maybe I'll work 12 hours. Get that extra 4 hours of sleep added to that 8 hours of downtime. And then maybe do a few 12-hour days. That way I always have time to recharge. I don't feel so burned out. One big thing that I work at my job now is I'm working for 3 to 4 12-hour days a week and turn around and compared to the 5 8-hour days. Now, I always knew I could do more, but now I'm actually doing the same amount of hours, less days. I get more time to sit at home, relax, do these videos for you, and enjoy. So I'm hoping that with these videos, you can use some of these different mantras to better get your mind right and figure out, once you get your mind right, you can actually start setting yourself up for success. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know this was going to be a very short video, but I appreciate you guys, and I want to say one thing. Thank you for watching this video. If you like the videos or like this style of videos, please leave a like. Subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you all later. Joe Lion out. Roar!